let's talk a little bit about Bo Nix here. So we all know about the unfortunate injury and everything, but kind of going into like the next year and the years of the year, I kind of want to talk a little bit about because I'm not going to get a chance really to see him play through the playoffs and everything like that. And as much as it pains me being a Bama guy to speak positively about Bo Nix, I have the last couple of years. And I think it's been pretty impressive kind of coming into his second season and prematurely ending. It really sucks. I really wanted a chance to see how Sean Payton and Knicks were going to get this done against a very young May and Vrabel team there in New England. That was going to be a very interesting matchup to watch. And now we're kind of robbed of that, unfortunately, with these injuries. What were your thoughts? I didn't even see this till late, by the way. Like I didn't see that the injury happened, but what are your kind of thoughts on his season and kind of his future, kind of as he goes into his 30s? Because I got to look and see how long he's gone. Is it a calendar year injury?
I mean, broken ankle. I don't know if it's a calendar year. I mean, I don't think it's
But he might be back then.
I mean,
if he's back by next season, all good, right? I mean, it's
yeah,
unfortunate for sure. It's for sure. It's
yeah,
devastating, especially this time of the year. It's devastating for you. But if we can get the kid back by start of the season, then you get to go.
yeah, yeah. I think it's a more. It's not like an ACL or I don't think or Achilles. This is just an ankle injury. I don't think it's a year-long injury. I think he'll be back by start of season. I would imagine, unless something's crazy on that ankle. But I mean, impressive. I mean, I wrote the guy off at Auburn, and I thought it was I thought it was when he went to Oregon. I thought it was just he went to a better system. It made him look better. But I tipped my hat to the guy, man. He played well, and they were just. I mean, he was resilient. He looked much better this season than last season. You could tell he fits in the system, and I'm tipping my hat to him. And like you said, I was really wanting to see if I had to eat my words. And oh my God, if he's going to actually get to Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, you just did not want.
I was
You
like,
were
oh my
not on the
God,
Bo Nix train.
I was
From
not
the
on the Bo
moment that
Nix
I
train.
hopped on, I was on that train by myself. I've been on my train by myself the entire 2 years here. Don't tell
Yeah,
me now. Are you ready to get on the train, man? Are you ready to hop on the
listen,
Bo Nix bandwagon here? As far as it's not really a bandwagon situation in the sense of you hopping on because he's winning. Because you just said you wanted to prove. He had to prove it to you. Like
and he
you didn't
did. I
believe
think he
it in
did.
the first
I think he.
year.
I mean, going against Buffalo. I mean, it's not like he went against. No offense, it's not like he went against the Jets, right? He went against a legit team and won in overtime. I mean, I don't care what, we just discussed Buffalo's roster ad nauseum, but I mean, face it, he went against one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, you can whoever you want to say, if it's either him or Mahomes, who cares? He went against the best quarterback and he beat him. And I don't
Yeah,
care.
sure.
That's impressive. You have to tip your hat and go, you know what? He was the best guy today. His team was the best team today. Yeah, we can roll around semantics. If Buffalo did this, blah blah blah. If he did it, but end of the day, he won the game, and that's all you can say. It's impressive, and I'll take my hat. I didn't see this. I was waiting for him to melt down, and he was poised. And again, I don't care who you are. We've seen even the top quarterbacks not have their best stuff in the game, but rise in the end. And that's the thing. I wasn't expecting for him to rise in, but he did. And Buffalo should have won that game. Buffalo had every opportunity to win the game, and him and the team were resilient. I'll tip my hat and I will tuck my tail between my legs and say, good job by you, Bo Nix.
Well, it's interesting is that he had about 21 yards rushing per game. I got to look to see how we did that last year. 30 touchdowns on the year total, 5 rushing, 25 passing on 11 interceptions, and 63%. The team in general, kind of moving off of just Bo Nix, kind of as the team goes in. I know it's devastating for the fan base. As we're recording, this game hasn't been played yet, so you never know. It could happen. They could win. It's not saying they couldn't win, but it's just this is not the way that you envision going into this game.
Right.
even though this is devastating in the moment, especially where you are now, you kind of got to be happy if you're the team, man. You're looking around, even the NFL is a larger landscape. A lot of these younger quarterbacks that are performing for their team and making differences for their team pretty early
Mm-hmm.
in their
Mm-hmm.
tenures. It's got to be nice if you're the Broncos to know that you've got one of those guys, from a future perspective. What else does Denver even need? Do you like Harvey and Sutton there? Or what do you think about defense? Lights out. I like the defense a lot. What else can they use here? Maybe another receiver to go with Sutton?
Yeah, maybe another receiver. I think your defense is fine, right? You just don't want to, while you have him under this rookie deal, build around it. Give him more weapons on the offensive side. Defense, I don't think they need anything else. I mean, but again, you don't want to like not add things to it. But I mean, this is where you do it. I mean, this is where you add maybe. I mean, your offensive line is good. You gotta. That's the thing. They have it, right? What do we always say? Well, what do you need? Your quarterback, your coach. They have it right there. So now you have the quarterback on the rookie contract. Build around it. Build now. Before you have to pay him, what kind of money he's gonna make if he keeps excelling, where if he keeps getting better, then you're gonna have to pay him, and that's gonna deplete your defense, your offensive side. So do it now. I mean, win now while you can. I'm not saying you can't win when you give them the money, but we've seen what happens when you have to pay the quarterback. It makes it harder to advance in the playoffs and Super Bowl. But now you have the opportunity, build around him when he comes back and see what happens.
Yeah, what about Harvey? Like the kid RJ Harvey they drafted? He's at if you like Harvey, that means you're kind of locked in on maybe. And I'm not really looking down their roster to know the interior, know if they need certain linemen or not. So I'm looking at mostly skilled players, and the defense just seems so good. So I'm looking more at the offensive side. I like Harvey. I think maybe I would focus wide receiver. I look at the tight end. Is it got Evan Ingram over there? Is that who their tight end is?
I believe so. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. They have. I think you have your stud, or you have the piece with the running back. It can't hurt to get maybe free agency draft.
Don't they still have J.K. Dobbins? Dobbins injured.
He is, and I think he might play in the next game, but Dobbins not. He doesn't see that. I mean, he's been injury prone, but yeah, he's not a bad guy to have in that running back room. But yeah, they've got a good roster. And again, you weather the storm with the Russell Wilson contract. Now you can build your team, and that's what they're doing. They're building their team, and it's impressive. I mean, I didn't see this happening. I mean, I knew they're going to be a better team. Did not think there'd be one game away from the Super Bowl, but here we are. They're just doing it in front of our eyes.
Yeah, and not only that, they were the 1 seed. Let's not forget that too. They were doing it while being a higher ranking than a lot of these other teams that seem to garner a lot more respect than Denver does. Maybe it's the market. Maybe it's because Denver plays in Denver. Like, you think there would be bigger names? Because it seems like a very quiet 1 seed to me.
I think the one-score games they kept winning, and it was like, oh, can you actually do it in the playoffs? Can you do it against a good team or an inferior team? And
well, you look at who they played the division. They played division with Kansas City.
They did
with the Chargers. The Raiders are the team that's just terrible in there, right?
But Kansas City was a Kansas City this year. Chargers were their offensive line was decimated all year long. So I mean, you can make excuses for that, but you can't make excuses for beating the Buffalo Bills. I mean, you can't. That's just you had the extra week off, but it just they went toe-to-toe against. They did. I mean, if you watch that game, Buffalo should have won that game. And here's the thing: how many games did you watch with Denver this year? Going, the opposite team should have won that game, and Denver pulled it off. Then that's the difference. Like, they found a way to win, and that's what they've done all year long. Now, let's see if they can do the same thing against the Patriots. That's a different story with Stidham, who hasn't thrown him the past in 2 years. I think that was the last thing I heard. But that's going to be a tall order to ask for a guy who hasn't thrown the ball in almost 2 years.
Right. Just get in there and now kind of like rescue our season from this standpoint, or from this point. Like, even though our season's it's not very much to go. It's a very mature season, but man, if you could just get us through these next couple, that would be so clutch. If you get us through these 2 games, it would be super clutch with where these 2 games are. I don't know, man. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, man. It could be a trap game. It can go in. Pretty sure Patriots are taking this serious. And the Patriots, would you have picked them? Let's say if Knicks, because I know you're picking the Patriots now, right? I don't even need to ask you, or are you picking?
Oh yeah, it's easy. Yeah, I'm picking Patriots right now. Absolutely.
Okay, so if Knicks was healthy though, would you have picked the Patriots still?
I don't know. Just because of that game when I watched them play, it just seems their offensive line on the Patriots side are not strong. It's not strong versus Denver. I think Houston just had they just seemed like they had the snap count just down. It's like Anderson was behind that line before anybody was even he was like, oh, I was like, and
those all gave of that, man. That gave us back a lot of defense in the backfield in that game.
Right. And there was so many balls that were hit out of May's hand that got back to him. It was there was some luck plays that we could call, right? So I don't know. It would be an interesting game, but yeah, I think
May's still going to be dealing with that portion. There's
exactly
not guys that are injured, so May's still going to be dealing with that. So
right,
I just like what the Patriots have done this year, but I feel like Denver was being slept on, and worthy of at least a bit more conversation than they've been getting kind of up to this point. And it's unfortunate that Nix is not there to kind of help see that through, or at least see this to completion for this season. But it's not like he's on the verge of retiring, and hopefully you see a lot more kind of into the future, and he gets a chance to kind of come back and right the ship, so to speak, from a fate standpoint. Because you can't say he didn't right it from a record standpoint now. He got you to within 2 games. He's kind of done his part. But it just sucks to not be able to finish it. You know what I mean? Especially, it's almost it's terrible. Would you rather not make it or lose it like this? You know what I mean? It's just terrible.
Yeah, that is terrible.
But at least you got your team there. No real reason for the kid to hold his head or anything.